Welcome back. Welcome back to Still Talking Uncut. I know it's been a while. We'll divulge into why. I'm joined by my host, Master Still Sean Rigsby. I'm your co host, Big Easy from Philbilly Moonshine, the one and only YouTube channel.
Worth watching for
that's, that,
podcast
that's a stretch. That's a stretch.
for podcast purposes.
No doubt. No doubt. Well, welcome back, man. Yeah, we sorry we took off last week and we couldn't make it yesterday on Sunday, so but we're here now. So that's all that matters, you know. It's a good reason why we wasn't here, you know,
Surprise, we're back.
but we ain't going nowhere. We're gonna be here for a little while anyways.
Mhm.
And we'll definitely, you know, we're here. We're here. So super awesome. What you drinking on over there, Sean? I know it ain't no Bush Light Apple. Oh man, you pulled out a water bottle
Yeah,
tonight.
I know. I need to come over and get that shit here real soon.
I don't know if there's any left.
Well, I fucking hope so. If not, at least there's a well,
I saved
But
you the
anyway,
cans. I saved you the cans.
and the
Cash the
cases,
can.
I appreciate
And the boxes. I put them back in there.
that. What a dick.
I'm gonna be like,
Still,
oh, Bennett dropped them off like that.
I don't blame you. I'd say the same shit. But anyway, I'm drinking Ice Mountain spring water, and also I'm drinking on. There's a fella that has some wood art. Well, he makes wood art. His name's Chris McClausley or McClausley, and he also has two now labels with Tennessee Mellow Moon. One of them's cheesecake, and the other one's strawberry cheesecake.
Hmm.
Cheesecake one was pretty good, and now I'm on to the strawberry cheesecake he sent me. So as you can tell, I've divulged a little bit since I've been sitting here waiting on you. Not waiting on you, but I mean, I got everything set up. I've been trying it out, and I
Yeah, I
made a
mean,
video and shit for him.
yeah, you gotta know if you like it or not. So I had
Yeah,
seen his wood art. He made Hooch a badass little placard
did he?
that has his
Okay.
name. Yeah, and I got to see it. I didn't know that was the same dude. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's
Good
super
dude, man.
cool.
Yep, yep. He's the one in the wheelchair, and then Tiny's the one uh, at the I'm guessing the distiller at
All
in
right,
Piney Flats, Tennessee. So,
that's
but yeah,
cool as hell.
what are you drinking on, man?
But it was cold outside, so I didn't want to run outside. So I'm drinking on some of Shua's whiskey again tonight. so,
I really put a hurting on that one that I
it's,
had.
I know. Well, it was a 3 hour show with Shua. It was
Yeah.
3 hours long. That that show got away from us. Let's
Well, and
just say that.
You know what they say after the first three drinks, it don't really matter what it tastes like. You just keep on going. It's clean, huh?
Extra clean.
Extra clean. Well,
It's the cleanest thing in my collection, you know. So, um, but anyway, so well, the reason why we wasn't here last week was old Sean got to take him a little vacay. Him and the old lady went down to Gatlinburg for the weekend. You know, man, I'm always fond of Gatlinburg. Like, you know, I fell in love when I was a kid. Mom had a boyfriend, and he would take us down to Gatlinburg, and we would camp. You know, straight primitive style in a tent. You know, no air mattresses, nothing like that. You know, we'd ride down in the back of a pickup truck. So me and my sister would lay down in the back of this pickup truck and ride to Gatlinburg, Tennessee when we was kids. And so you know, always growing up, always enjoyed Gatlinburg. So when I got older and I became a dad, you know, and I started taking my kids there. Like, hey man, let's go to Gatlinburg. So it's always had a special place in Big Easy's heart. You know, I love me some Gatlinburg. But anyway, so Sean did you have you had a weekend away from the kids?
yes, sir.
Oh man, now
Yes,
and
sir.
if 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 you don't have kids, then you don't understand what we about to talk about. And if you do, and you know it's been a long time, you finally get that weekend, not just an overnight or an afternoon, but a weekend away. It's just you and the old lady and no kids. Dude, it's party time. It's go time. So,
Yeah,
congratulations on your weekend away.
yeah, thank you, sir. We got down there Friday and or no Thursday. So we left Thursday and went down there Friday, and it was kind of funny too because we didn't really do anything Thursday. We just went and checked in the hotel, laid down, went to sleep, and then got up Friday and we got talking. We're like, well, we'll meet Brandon over here at Shine Girl at some point today. So
You talking
we
about
just
Brandon?
Buffington.
Okay, he was just he just won Master Distiller on the Ancient Grain episode, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so
Yep.
he was on with Judd. He competed against Judd.
Yes, sir. And so she
And
wanted to go ahead
You met him where?
over at Shine Girl Distillery.
Is that in Pigeon Forge?
That is actually it's out a little bit, but it's basically right there.
Okay.
I mean, really. I think it took like 15, 20 minutes from downtown Gatlinburg.
And it depends on what time you leave downtown Gatlinburg.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, we left Friday and we kind of just jogged around Pigeon Forge,
Yeah.
But what I was getting to was we got up for breakfast. It was like, well, by the time we got there, it was like 10 o'clock in the morning. She wanted to go to Paula Deen. So I'm like, okay. So anyway, we went there and we put our name in. It was like 30 minutes. And I'm like, what is there to do? And I just so happened to look out and there's an Old Smoky. I looked at her. I said, well, you know where we're going.
We 10 a.m. moonshine tasting.
And it was funny. We went over there and we started drinking and shit. And then we went back over there and Braden texted her and she's like, oh, we went to Old Smoky. And he's like, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, Mom. She's like, we're on vacation, dude.
Yeah, we are away from you. Leave me alone.
That's right.
If your life's not in danger, don't contact me. I'm enjoying this fully. Yeah. Morning drinking. We're not even doing day drinking. We're doing morning drinking, then day drinking.
And, we were down there and, I was hoping to see some of the locals. Called Tater a few times and, he, too famous to answer.
You'll have that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And because we were going to go and try a steakhouse that he recommended, but time kind of got away from us. We held out. There was a guy that was down there at the same time we were that I used to work with. So we made plans to hang out with him, and then he had to cancel last minute. So we just kind of was like, oh, we'll just eat here, But it was a good time. Good time.
Gatlinburg is always a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it was a lot different with that whole area being not there that burnt down.
Oh,
I bet that was wild. Like, we used to go into that Pucker's bar right there. Yeah. That was our spot every time we'd go. We'd go in there till they closed and then stumble back to the hotel. So it's good times. Oh, yeah. You stay in a hotel or a cabin?
No, we stayed in the hotel that I stayed in when we went over from Maggie Valley.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was actually, man, it worked out fucking great, dude. You get drunk and you're heading back to the hotel and you got a Subway right there on the corner. You're like, fuck yeah.
That's where it's at, man. Like, it's all about location, It's all about that good location. So that's the way it goes. Well, that's cool, man. I'm glad y'all had a good time. I see you got your Sugar and Shine hoodie on. I heard things was a little different this time than when we went. So tell us how they revoked your VIP-ness.
Revoked my VIP-ness. Well, I don't know that I ever had it, but
hey, we got the VIP treatment last time, so
so we went down. Obviously, a lot of these people know already. To Jamie, we went over there, and what's his name?
Alfredo.
He came. Yeah, Alfredo came. He was like, "Yeah, you get the VIP because you won Master Distiller and all this and all that." I'm like, "Okay, cool." I didn't really want to do it, but I kind of got manhandled into doing it.
Yeah, somebody bullied your way in there, huh?
and it twisted my arm. But anyway, so we went down this time, and there was a line. I'm telling you what, to get in sugar, just to get in for tastings. I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, Friday,
But anyway,
Saturday is crazy. That's why I kind of like, we went on Sunday. It wasn't so
yeah,
bad, and
yeah. I mean, I'm sitting there thinking like, damn, they make all kinds of money. But anyway, um,
all kinds.
yeah. So she was like, "What do you want to just jog around?" I said, "No, we're gonna wait here in line." Fucking nobody fucking knew who I was, which is great.
Hey, you didn't have
Because I'm
somebody standing there
nobody.
screaming,
Yeah.
screaming your name,
Thanks, Shelly.
making you feel like shit.
Yeah. So we stood there and we went up, and she talked me into saying something, and I wasn't going to. And I was like, hey, I was told next time we come here to say something, that we were on the show, that you guys give VIP bands for the people that are with us. And this girl just looked at me. She's like, huh?
She didn't know what you was talking about.
Had no fucking clue. And I'm like, yeah, I was on Master Distiller and I won. And I was told next time I come back, say something to an employee to get a manager, whole fucking ordeal, man. And when she got the manager comes out, opens his phone, and he's scrolling through it, and he goes, "Oh, policies have changed. That is no longer able to happen. Someone abused it." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And I mean, dude, these fucking people looked at me like I had 14 fucking eyes, man.
Yeah.
I looked at Virginia, and I'm like, "Well, I guess we're still going to get a fucking tasting."
Yeah, I mean, I'm here. I might as well drink,
Well, wasted all that time standing there.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we got a drink. We went back. We sat down. And we got hammered. I mean, I still spent a good, $100 back at the fucking bar.
Yeah. It's a good time, though, It's a good time.
Yeah, yeah. And then a guy named David Masters come over. I don't know if he was at the jam or not, but I got to meet him. Very interesting guy, cool dude,
Nice.
very talkative. He lets everybody know who you are. Very, and I'm like, holy fuck, dude, I'm not no, but yeah, it was cool. And we actually ran into some people down there that went to UD. They had UD shit on, so they were just down there. It was a pretty good time though. We got drunk.
Yeah, every time you go down there, man, there's always tons of people from Ohio. Like, I've been down there a few times and watch Ohio State games in the bar, and I swear there's more Ohio State fans in that bar than anything else. Like, it's just how it is, man. Like,
where good liquor comes from, boys.
That's right. Come get you a taste. Well, that's cool, man. Did you do any? Did you go on any side by sides up in the mountains, or?
So we had planned on doing that, and I didn't schedule it until I got down there, and I called over at the over at Kelly's place, and they were already booked up. So, and they're like, "Oh, well, we can do it Monday," and I'm like, "Well, I'm going home Sunday," so that didn't work out. But
well, now you know next time.
Yeah, well, fall,
yeah,
when you get real good views in the fall time, everybody's wanting to do that shit. So
yeah, it's definitely pretty in the fall.
Oh, yeah.
All the leaves change colors.
Absolutely. Yeah. I kind of wish Tater would have got a hold of me,
Yeah, you keep saying
but
that.
it's all good. I know, man. I'm just
maybe next time. So
yeah, well,
that's cool, man. I'm glad you had a good time. And I ain't been doing much of nothing.
Yeah, well, it's getting cold,
Yeah, we got like 3 inches of snow Saturday. It already melted away though, but
that's right.
It's gonna be cold, so that's how it goes. So you went down Friday, Saturday, you come back Sunday?
Well, we went down Thursday night and come back Sunday. Yep, which kind of, I guess, leads us into the next why we weren't here on Sunday. Was because, I fucking started having pain in my tooth that week prior, and I went and got some penicillin, to kill the infection until I got the tooth pulled. And I was like, fuck, man.
Yeah, that tooth pulled last week.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was like, man, I hope this the pain subsides long enough for me to get in there and have a good time. Luckily, it did because damn, I had a good fucking time. I mean, I'll just pull off work next time. Yeah. Well, never mind.
Yeah, and then well, I mean, shit, you became a dad today, didn't you?
Do
Oh, Sean
what?
became a dad today. I said you
What?
became a dad today. You
A dad
went
today.
out back and found you a little
Oh,
baby goat.
oh, good. Yeah. Well, so Braden's got these 3 goats, and they're all pregnant. And he said, well, they're due between now and Friday. And I'm like, fuck. Okay. And I kind of forgot about it.
I mean, they ain't your goats, you know. I mean, even though you do chase them around and pin them back up all the time.
Right. Well, I went out there today, and one of them was running around, but that's beside the point. In the barn though, because the door was shut. But anyway, so I went out there, and I was on the phone with Jenny, and she was like, "So, is there goats or babies?" I'm like, "No." I'm sitting here looking. I'm like, "No, I don't see nothing." Well, as soon as I get in the pen to water them, I'm like, "What the fuck? Yeah, there's a baby back there." So at some point today, this evening, back there sucking on the old nipple.
Oh, Sean became a goat dad. Self sustaining life. Now you gotta
Oh
do is
yeah,
get a big old stale.
I know, right?
So,
Sure would be nice.
it would
And a
be.
big old worm.
I need me a big old stale that I get paid to run. That's the thing. I need to get paid to run it.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
So I've been in I check out all these Facebook groups and I read what people talk about and what are hot topics of the week. I tell you what I've been seeing a lot this past week is people talking about thumpers and what they put in them and how much to put in them and things like that. And there's this one guy and he's like, man, I'm getting a lot of mixed information about what I can and can't put in my thumper. And so I'm just like, man, and he's like, and I'm getting mixed information on how much to put in my thumper. And I was like, bro, you can't go wrong. Like you could put mash, you could put wine, you could put
Put water.
tails, you could
Yeah.
put water, you could put high proof alcohol, you could run nothing in it. And I was like, you can't go wrong either way. And everything you do does something different. So I highly recommend that you try it with whatever, like try every way. Like put your
Yeah.
mash in it and see if you like that flavor when it comes out the end. If you don't like that mash flavor, then put some wine. Like he was talking about putting a wine in on a sugar wash or something. And and I'm like, yeah, you'll get a little flavor out of that. You could use schnapps, and if you've got some shitty liquor that you don't like how it fermented, put some water in it, clean it up a little bit,
Yeah.
and then and so I'm just like experiment with it, man. Everything does something different, and you might find something that you like in the end, and that's just the way it is, Do your thing and find out what you like, and that's what I'll preach that to everybody, man. Like try everything and see what you like. You might like something, and it might work great for you that I don't like and I don't do. So it's
Right.
just. And then his other question was, well, how much do I put in it? And he's like, a lot of people say fill it up about a third of the way. And I'm like, man, I give a little bit to bounce off on the bottom. I never go more than about an inch past the bottom of my tube.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I just cover the bottom of the pipe.
I learned the hard way about putting too much in my thumper once. I was doing a cleaner run, so it was just water, and I didn't pay attention to how much water and vinegar I put in my thumper. And so I'm heating this thing up, and I had one of them 20-gallon old style paste stills, and I'm like, damn, man, this thing is not getting hot. This thing is not getting, it's not getting into the thumper. What the hell? It was just the thumper was way too full of water, and it just couldn't push through it. I ended up blowing the top off that thing, but it was just water, so it was just steam. And then I'm like, holy shit, what the hell happened? And I got to looking, and I had way too much water, liquid in my thumper, and it couldn't push through. Now I would imagine if it was sealed and clamped and like that, eventually it would have pushed through it. But it was a good lesson to learn about overfilling your thumper, because all that back pressure could cause you a big problem.
Do you think it would have happened if you had a bigger worm and like the output of it?
No, I think that there was so much water in the thump keg that it couldn't build enough pressure because of the paste cap.
Oh yeah.
And instead of being clamped and real tight, like ferrules would be. And so it couldn't build up enough pressure. And so all that back pressure at steam just built up too much, and it popped that top up. And so, I learned, I learned that day to make sure, pay real close attention to how much you put in your thumper. And
I hate to do this. I really hate to. But I keep circling back to this guy named Tater. and that's what he said. He said, I sent him a picture or something. He goes, "Oh, your ball's dropped." He said, "But the clamp cat." He said,
my man.
And, he was talking about that being safer, which obviously, if it's clamped, it ain't going to come done. It's going to blow.
Yeah.
But if it's, paste, it's just going to blow up.
Well, pressure release, I just put too much water in. I never put that much in my thumper ever, I was spilling water and and it was a good thing to learn about putting a little too much in your thump keg, that it create a lot of back pressure if it's too full, trying to force that vapor through so much water or liquid or whatever you have in there.
And not only that, I keep hearing I can put one or two valves in it, either like a pressure relief valve or what people are calling a Landry valve, whatever that means.
Oh no, is that where I had heard that a Landry valve is so you don't collapse your still, so it don't suck in on.
I might have heard something about that, but hey, I guess we'll have to watch the season of Moonshiners to find out.
It happens, man. It happens.
Good times.
We give away no details here, just snippets.
Well, it was already on the what do you call it? Secret Summit.
Oh, was it?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch it.
I actually watched it in Gatlinburg when I had cable.
Okay,
while I was down there.
Now you watch Master Distiller, because I stream it live on TikTok while I'm watching.
They should give every, not necessarily, contestant or winner, whichever one, free episodes of every season.
Discovery Plus for life.
Discovery Plus
for life. Like, hey man, you was on. You get free Discovery Plus for life. Discovery Plus, make it happen.
Yeah, God damn it.
If
make it happen,
make it happen. If you go on, if you're on any show on Discovery, free Discovery Plus for life.
Hell yeah!
When they give that to you, make sure you share me your login information.
You got my password,
my man. I've got like, I pay for Netflix, but I have Disney Plus and Hulu and Amazon. I don't pay for none of that stuff. It's just somebody else's login. It's nice.
That's right.
So, good times.
Oh, hell yeah. So, what the hell was I going to say? There's so many arguments on all these websites about how to do things. That's what is very interesting to me. Like, how Cyrus was on here and he was talking about that course thing he's doing.
Yeah, Moonshiners Academy.
Yeah, it's I don't partake in a whole lot of these groups anymore, because it's like, it don't matter how perfect.
Yep. He it don't matter how perfect your answer is. Somebody's always going to have something else to say to you. Um, somebody always does it right. Somebody's always better. And
Well, and that's the thing too. I do not. I mean, you know, as well as probably everybody else on the right, I don't claim to be a master. Just I claim to be an idiot that has tried things and fucked up more than enough to figure out what works best for me.
yeah, I mean, and that's just what it is, I don't do a whole lot of back and forth, and I don't really comment a whole lot. And I definitely don't post in the groups. I just monitor them to, just see what people are talking about and what's a hot, what
Yeah.
keeps coming up. And it seemed like for the last 2 weeks that thumpers were a big topic, just how to use them, best way to use them. And so, anytime, it's a hot topic, we might as well talk about it.
You know, I've often wondered what 8 plates will do on a pretty good size still.
I mean, there's only one way to find out. You make a vodka. I've often wondered too. I'd like to learn how to distill. Somebody teach me how to distill. I will gladly take a class, but I ain't paying for it, man.
Georgia, you and since we're already here, you and me are exactly the same on keeping it simple. Because if it's not, let's just go with that. So I'm a keep it simple, stupid type of person. It don't matter what it is. So if I'm doing something simple, I don't change it a whole lot, like a recipe. Because if I know that recipe works, and I change one thing that's small, I'm like, okay, that's still good. And I change another thing. That way I know I can kind of track it to where once it gets to the point where it's like, fuck, that's nasty. Or what the fuck? Then I know exactly what's wrong with it. I can track it down easy. You know what I mean? Why not 12 or 20?
You can have as many plates as your pocket dictates. You can put as many jars as you can afford. Hey,
you damn right. I ain't got that TV money, but I know someone
right.
commenting that does.
Yeah, those Spicy Bennett got that TikTok money, boy.
Yeah. I'm gonna get a call as soon as I get off here. I'm just letting you know.
Another thing I've noticed is, it seems like a lot of guys are getting into the, my shine's better than yours because I use an expensive type of grain. And and it's like, man, I don't get that. I don't get why. And this is I'm strictly talking about Facebook. I've seen it in Facebook.
I'm talking about TikTok and fucking all kinds of shit.
It becomes a pissing match. Like, oh well, my grain's better than yours because I pay $10 a pound, and I'm like, man, I've tasted really awesome grain that's been terrible and really cheap grain that's been awesome. Like it's not so much about the ingredients as it is the cook. Like an egg is an egg, but an egg in Bobby Flay's hands is a lot different than an egg in my hand. It's gonna come out way different. And
can go ahead.
I don't know, man. You would think by the time everybody's an adult that it would be about, it's too much childishness for me, man. It's just, it's too much of a pissing match. And like I said, that's why I stay out of the Facebook groups. But I find it funny, that, you get some guys and they're like, oh, well, let me show you why I'm better than you because I got the money to do it. And it's like,
well, you think about it, you got cracked corn. Okay. You got cracked corn, whole kernel. If you grind up cracked corn, fine. And you grind up whole kernel, fine. Corn's corn at the end of the day. Granted, there's going to be little differences, but it's going to be so minute that most people cannot tell.
Yeah.
Most people. But I mean,
And
but
I enjoy it for what it is, man. I
yeah.
don't know, man. Like, Facebook takes the fun out of everything.
And I've noticed TikTok
And
has been heading that way too.
it can get there, but I think it goes like this, and then it gets brought back to everybody brings
Yes.
it back down to normalcy, and so it
Yep.
doesn't spiral out of control.
I
And
like the I like the I make this let's let's trade kind of shit
mhm.
opposed to I make this better, so let's send it to like a challenge kind of thing.
Yeah,
Um, but I mean, it's just like anything else. In my opinion, well, we talked about this. If someone challenges something, then the judges need to be for that. You know what I mean? Like well rounded in that kind of liquor that they're tasting. Or I don't feel like you should be able to judge a say peach brandy against a peach flavored after the fact.
yeah, it's a lot different. You know,
You know
it's
what I
not.
mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't mimic sugar.
No.
You can't copy sugar with infusion. There's
No.
just it's just how
Well,
it
I
is,
mean,
man. But yeah, I know you're talking about. Like, I think everybody should just do like we did at the jam, and everybody make a bunch of shit and meet up, and let's all sit around and drink. Like, I enjoy that part more than anything.
mm-hmm.
Just
Mm-hmm.
hanging out, like, hey, try this, try that. Like at my birthday party, everybody's here and everybody's passing around jars, and then old Phil shows up with jars, so more jars go out, and then everybody that he gave jars to, they pull out jars, and it's just like a million jars are going around, and it's like, this is amazing, this is awesome, this is great, and it's like, I don't even know what none of this tastes like because I've been taste bud blind for about 3 hours now. But give it here, man. I'm pretty sure that's good. I want
Now,
more.
I got to give credit where credit's due. And I've tasted two corns that I really, really, really enjoy. And they were both made from the same type of corn, which is that super sweet corn that Prohibition made and Phil made. I don't know what it is, but it's just got that flavor
It's that corn, man. Like
that I love.
that's that canned corn. You grow up
Yeah.
eating canned corn, and that's what you think of, that canned sweet corn.
And I know when we were over at that North Georgia deal that night at the jam, and someone handed me that super sweet corn of pros, and I'm like, fuck, because I don't dislike corn, but it's my least favorite.
Well, yeah, I mean,
If that makes
especially,
sense.
I mean, if I'm gonna buy it for myself, or if I'm gonna make it
Yeah.
for myself, then I'm gonna spend the money. I'm not gonna make corn. Like, that's
Right.
just me. Some people love it. Some people are like, nah, man, I like corn better than anything, and that's what's great. That's what you like. You make what you like, and let me make and drink what I like. But
Hmm.
I can appreciate what you did here with what you had. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah. And that shit was. I mean, it's sweet corn, man, and it tastes like sweet corn.
yeah,
You know. So
and
I could
and
not
the
go
infuser,
ahead.
man, the infusers make such a difference.
Hmm.
If you're wanting to put flavor in your liquor, man, and you want to infuse it, then add that infuser on there that that was brought to fruition by 1920 and modified into a jar by yours truly. And it's a game changer, man. It definitely makes a difference.
Oh,
So
absolutely. That's the beauty of this shit, though, man. It's I mean, everyone can be like, "Oh, my shit's better than his. My shit's better than hers." But at the end of the day, it's like corn liquor is corn liquor. Good corn liquor is good corn liquor.
but
You know what I mean?
what's so great about that is, man, everybody is striving to make the best product they can. Like, you want to make the best product. Like you don't want to hand a shitty jar to somebody. You don't want to hand somebody a jar and then be like, "Oh man, I don't know about that, man. That ain't great. That's scorched. That's
Yep.
trash." Like, No, like when you hand a jar to somebody, you want it to be the best thing that you made, and you want it to be the best thing they ever tried. And it's just that's just the goal of yours. It's not like when you go and you buy some mellow corn from the liquor store, like they didn't give a shit. They knew what they was putting in that jar. They knew
Oh,
what
yeah.
they was putting in that bottle, and they put it in that bottle anyways, and they suckered you in with a name and got your money out of it, and you're like, "Oh, this is terrible," and that's because
Yeah.
you'll never see who made that. You don't know that person, but
Are
like
you talking about that Georgia Moon shit?
that mellow corn, man.
Mellow.
I don't know who makes it, man. That's Hooch had some of it, and I had tried it before, and oh, dude, it is not my dig, man. And and like, and so like the distillery, if it sucks, well, you know what, you bought it, you're gonna mix it with something, you're gonna drink that shit. But
Mhm.
like, if I'm handing you a jar, or I'm giving Noble or Bennett a jar, then I'm going to make sure that that is one of the best jars that I've come up with. And I want them to be like, oh, that smells amazing. That tastes amazing. So it's like,
Yep.
so you're going to put in a little more love into something you're handing out to somebody you respect, as opposed to a distillery puts into their jar that they're just going to slap on the shelf for $10 anyways. It
Yes.
tastes like tire fire and ass.
So, what is your opinion? What makes a good moonshine? Is it the water? Is it the grain? Is it the yeast? Is it the still? Is it the fermentation? What do you think?
I'm gonna keep it real, man. You can't make chicken salad out of chicken shit. So if you got chicken shit, then your salad's gonna taste like shit.
Yeah.
But if you've got good ingredients to make this chicken salad, then at the end, your chicken salad could be amazing. But all those great ingredients don't mean nothing if the cook doesn't know what they're doing. Like I said, an egg in my hand going into a pan is totally different than if you give that egg to Bobby Flay and be like, "Hey man, make me something." So I mean, it starts with the ingredients. Like you need good chicken salad ingredients to make good chicken salad, but you also got to know what you're doing on how to combine them right. Because like if you take it and you put way too much, of something in it, it's gonna kill it. So it
Oh,
all
that's
starts with your ingredients, but in the
yep.
end, it comes down to you. It comes down to the distiller.
I don't know. I've used city water before, and I've used well water before. That's the only type of water I've ever used. A lot of people really frown upon city water.
Hey,
Um,
when it's what you got, you gotta use what you got, man. Like, and it is what it is. It works.
yeah,
It's practical, and and when when you're doing small batches, 5 gallons, 10 gallons, well, then buying jugs of spring water is not so bad. And if you live out in the country and you got springs and wells, then handle that, because
mhm.
to me, well water is just spring water. It's coming
I
from the
mean,
earth.
so
Um,
a lot of people don't know this, but like you're talking about, well water is kind of basically spring water. Um, where we live at, like I said, what town I'm in, right?
mhm.
And so we were at work one day. I live in a town called Springfield. Well, around the town called Springfield. Hate to say that, but whatever.
The
The show
Simpsons.
the show said it anyway. So we were at work one day and we got contractors digging this hole. It was like 50, 60 feet in the ground. I may have told you already. I don't know. They're digging and digging and digging, and they're trying to build a wall and they're trying to keep and they're like, I don't know why we just water keeps coming in. It's just, I mean, it's all over the place, man. I mean, not like waterfalls, but like,
Yeah, it's seeping. Yeah, it's groundwater.
And I looked over to the foreman. I said, Bud, you're in Springfield, right? And he just looks at me like I'm fucking crazy. And I looked at him. I'm like, dude, you know why it's called Springfield, right?
Because you can't dig 5 feet without getting groundwater.
I said it's built on top of a fucking spring. I mean, and I'm not gonna say we have the best water, but we damn sure don't have the worst for where we're at.
And, you know, I've gone up to there's not far from us is a place called Kaiser Lake, and
Yep.
you know it's a lake. It's about 3 or 4 foot deep. It's not deep at all, but it's spread by artesian wells, the artesian well water out there. And so
Mhm.
there's this one spot to where it just runs and pours, and you know, so I collected some one time and I used it. And I made some banana brandy with it, and dude, you could tell a difference that artesian well water as opposed to that hose water. I just
Yep.
I liked it. You know, I liked how it fermented better. I liked the way it tasted better at the end. So you know, if you can use some good spring water,
Yep.
do it. But if you can't, in the
Use
end,
what
you
you
know,
got.
yeah, use what you got. So
And I hate to comment on the comments here, but we're talking about water. And Benny Tater said, I saw people use iron and sulfur before. I'm assuming it's over Pennsylvania because there's a lot of sulfur water over there. Jimmy Jacks. There's a spring that Jimmy Jacks goes from, and it's a sulfur. I think a hot spring maybe.
okay.
I don't know, but and I don't know the science behind the sulfur water. I mean, obviously it's got sulfur in it, but you know, I'm not Sam Page or nothing.
I ain't no scientist.
Exactly. I just try to act smart for 8 hours of the day. You know what I mean?
I don't know why. I just know how. It's, and that's all that matters.
Dude, that's a fact because we were talking about that the other day. I work with two people. One of them's a man, one of them's a girl. They're both gay. And that was kind of a thing. Like we were talking, I'm like, I don't know how things work the way they do, but I don't know why things work the way they do, but I know that they do. You know what I mean?
But that's like it's like somebody was asking me like, "Where's Sean live?" I'm like, I'll take you there.
Yeah. I don't know what his address is, but I can get
I'll
you
take
there.
you there. I'll get you there, man. But I don't know, man. Like, out in the middle of nowhere. I don't know. Like, I get you there though. You know, I don't know why, but I know how. That's all that
Yeah.
matters. Let's get it done at the end. So
You're damn right, man. You're damn right. So what is if you were to give a beginner advice, what would it be?
man, am I a guest tonight? You asking me questions and shit?
I mean, hey, man, hey, you can take over, man. I'm just
I'm your guest,
filling up.
Big Easy. How you doing? Thanks for having me on the show. I enjoy it. No, you know, if for a beginner, I'd say start small. You know, then that way, make sure make sure it's what you want to. You make sure you want to get into it because I tell you, it's definitely a labor of love. And once you get into it, you're hooked. It's unlike any drug you ever tried.
It's in
It's
your
addictive.
blood.
You know, so I would recommend that your first run be Uncle Jesse Simple Sour Mash. You know, it's got simple in the name for a reason. Keep it simple, and do your research before you jump in. You know, ask your questions, watch your videos, read your books, and take advantage of what's in front of you now that a lot of us didn't have, and that's somebody to ask. You know, somebody's brain to pick.
Yeah,
Knowing 100 different people who have done it before you, and the easily accessible information.
yeah, and don't overthink things because that's a big deal. Um, I've always told people start simple, stay simple until you get it figured out. But in the meantime, find somebody that knows what they're doing, like actually knows what they're doing. And I guess that's harder to find than
It's
I
easier
thought.
said than done, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
and I never really thought that until I'm gonna be honest. I really realized that when I went down to Film Master Distiller, because there was a lot of people down there that had no fucking clue what they were doing, and there was really no reason for them to be down there. And I'm not
man,
gonna say any names, but I mean
Yeah, I seen it. I've already seen it on the new season. I sat there sitting there like, man, like I'm not tooting my horn or anything or think I'm the best, but I'm just like, dude, I could keep up with these people. Like,
No,
I
you couldn't.
could,
You would beat those people.
well, I'm just saying, like, to be modest, I could keep up. Like I could keep up. I know a lot of people could keep up. So it's just
You
like,
know,
give me a
well,
call, give me a shot. Let's see, let's have a good time.
and that's
Uh,
when I got when I interviewed and all that shit. I actually took it seriously because you know I spent some time learning. Before a lot of the Facebook shit.
yeah,
So when they approached me, they're like, "Hey, we're wanting to do a competition show called Master Distiller." And they, I mean, they'd fucking, what do you know? What do you make? What's the best thing you make? And I'm like, fuck yeah, this. I thought I was going to go against people like you. I mean, I don't want to. You know what I mean?
yeah, like,
I respect the fuck out of both people I went against, but I'm talking about other people
yeah,
that were on there. I was expecting everybody to be like knowing their shit as a whole, you know. And so I took it seriously. I mean, I'm
oh
not
yeah. Well, I mean, you hear
fucking
that,
smart,
you think you're going up against, you know, guys who have been
dude.
running distilleries for 75 years. You think you're going up against like top of the line, super top of the line.
Well, you had, I had, uh, what's his fuck, Jimbo, right? He went against on the pilot episode. It was him, and he went against Royce Neely and Adam Adamson. I think is what his name was, right? But anyway, they were both, Jimbo's outlaw, and then the other two were successful distillers. And Royce had a huge outlaw history, which I would like to get him on here. And then season one, Lawrence Pritchard, which has a distillery, went against Jared, has a distillery in Texas, and then someone else, I don't know who, but Jared won for the mezcal. So I talked to Lawrence a lot, and I talked to Jimbo a lot, and both of them went against reputable people,
Yeah.
which I believe I did too. I still don't think I had the best liquor, but we've talked about that.
Yep. Things happen the way they do, man.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't know. My thing was when I went on there, I'm like, okay, so these guys are going to judge my liquor. Right now, these are the most popular moonshiners in the world are going to taste my liquor and tell me whether it's shit or whether it's okay.
Yeah.
You know?
And you're just like, you're just
Yeah.
in awe, it's like, you're meeting guys that like their names hold weight, man. So you respect them and
Yeah.
you don't want to look like an idiot and you don't want to hand a shit jar in.
Well, and when Mark, I didn't even realize it, but like during the episode when it aired, Mark was like, "This is what we ask them to bring every time." I was like, "Motherfucker, they liked my first run."
Yeah, boy. That's awesome. All right, well, I guess we're gonna let everybody off here. We've been on here long enough. We'll slot filler episode. Nice nice for y'all to join in and watch and listen to us talk. And we should be back Sunday.
We'll
We'll be back Sunday.
be back Sunday. Unless you want to continue talking, I don't give a shit. I'm half drunk now. I done got half this bottle down.
You're gonna get in trouble here soon, man. We're gonna cut it short. We're gonna cut it short. Ain't really short. It's been long enough. So, but anyways, man, I appreciate y'all listening, and I appreciate you joining, sitting down and shooting shit with me, Sean. And so, hope everybody has a good night, and we're gonna see y'all again on Sunday. So, everybody have a good night and shine on.
Yes, sir. Shine on.